Another pit stop, our Lone Ranger in the Resilience class, the Resilience Racing Team USA and Team BRIT out of the UK, the number 240 Mustang, did opt to come down pit road and complete service. Also a driver change with Caleb McDuff getting his first laps in this race here as he climbed behind the wheel, the driver out of Wales in the United Kingdom. An incredible story, was absolutely just thrilled to be here after being diagnosed at being deaf, at the age of 2. He had multiple severe ear infections. He uses cochlear implants to hear, and those implants use sound processors that transmit signals through his skull and into receivers where are connected to the nerves of his ears. So incredible technology that's allowing Caleb to not only hear, but also now use his platform to inform others about the advances in that kind of technology. And of course his background too in racing is pretty incredible as well, being in karting as a young kid and now growing up and now running several different series over in the UK, including the Brit Car Endurance Championship for Team BRIT as late as this year. So really cool for Caleb now to get the drive behind the wheel of this Mustang, again behind the wheel as he climbed aboard during that most recent yellow for a full pit stop and driver change. So one of the drivers we'll keep an eye on here in that number 240 Ford Mustang.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Great story there. Caleb McDuff from Wales, as you mentioned, and the story that he is still creating. It's not done yet. A young man at just 17 years of age with a bright future ahead of him, has been racing in cars for the last handful of years, but as Chris mentioned, very active in karting in his youth, despite the fact that he had to race without the ability to hear at all while in the kart or in the race car until very recently. Chris mentioned the implants, and that's helped him regain some of his hearing in day-to-day life, but the problem was it wasn't something he could utilize under his racing helmet. But that all changed, actually. Team BRIT helped to create this pioneering technology that has now allowed him to have his implants and use them from inside the helmet, which is a huge breakthrough for him. I've read some quotes where he was talking about the fact that for the first time he can actually hear the car, and anyone who's ever driven a race car, you get a lot of the feedback that you need to know what the car is doing, when it's time to shift, when the tires are on the edge of adhesion, especially in some of these series that run a DOT tire like this, that the tire really talks to you more than it does with a racing slick. And it's such a huge advantage now that he has some of that sensation that he had been racing without for so long and had so much success with even without that sensation. And now that he has it, it's just another step forward for him. Just a tremendous story. In fact, if you're interested in learning more about Caleb, recommend his website, calebmcduff.com, and actually at that website you can purchase his book, Breaking the Sound Barrier, the Caleb McDuff story that he helped write along with his father, Ian. And if you're in the UK, you can order the book directly from the website. It's available on Amazon elsewhere around the world. But a really fantastic story, and great to have the young Welshman here this weekend sharing that Ford Mustang with Jonathan Winker, Brian Winker, and Callum Belden, who we've already seen behind the wheel. That car situated right now 5th overall and only a lap behind the next car for the overall order of the race. And Caleb brings a great deal of experience racing in junior saloons and Brit Car Trophy, and now this year in the Brit Car Endurance Championship for the first time, driving a McLaren GT4 car, which should prepare him very nicely for the challenge of this Mustang here this weekend.